How you doing? Beto Eddie here. Today I want to do something a little different. I want to talk about the 10 top movies, in my opinion, of comedian Jerry Lewis. Now, I used to like Jerry Lewis a lot. Thought he was funny. Um, I met Jerry Lewis one day. I was walking in the street. He was filming. He was making the King of Comedy with Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro was across the street on the telephone. He was doing a scene. And Jerry Lewis was coming down the stairs and then walking in the street. And I was walking right next to him. See these two fingers? That's me. That's Jerry Lewis. He's a little taller than me. He was like that. so so I used to really enjoy him ever since I was a kid. Sort of an idol of his. He was sort of an idol of me. And I asked him for his autograph. And guess what he said? Doesn't even look at my face. He's looking straight, and he says no, and keeps on walking. Now, through the years, I've been angry about that. I thought he could at least acknowledge something, and he didn't. And I was thinking that possibly, maybe, he was filming. And that's why he didn't look at my face, and he was walking down, said no under his breath. I heard him because I was right next to him. But maybe he didn't want to ruin the scene. Maybe that was the reason. But I ask you, maybe you know, if they're filming a movie, and it's a big movie, it's the King of Comedy, are they going to let just some guy like me in the middle of the scene just come and walk with him? Or will they stop me? So I don't know if he was making the scene. Maybe he's just walking. Because I didn't see any cameras there. But, the way they do it could have been the camera was hidden. Or I just don't know. So I don't know if he was recording a movie, and that's why he was responding that way, or he's just a jerk. Now, a lot of people say he's a jerk. He's a big jerk. He's a big idiot, and he's no good. He's not a good person. He disowned like all his kids. When he died in his will, he left no money for them. All that, I don't know why. But I think he left money for his daughter from a different marriage. I don't know. Anyway, so I wanted to talk about the 10, even though I lost a lot of respect for him on that day. When I was a kid, I used to collect money for muscular dystrophy. His thing, his charity that he had. And he used to send it in the mail to them. So I was involved, and probably part of the reason was because he did it, and I liked his comedies. But anyway, I don't like him too much as a person. I don't. But as a comedian, I think he's very good. Now I want to do a fast thing, talking about the 10 best movies that he made, in my opinion, and even to talk about the movies that he made with Dean Martin. So, number 10. This is a Dean Martin movie. I think it was in 1953, excuse me. Scared Stiff. Very good movie. Number 9. Sailor Beware. It's a sailing, a war movie. Very good. Maybe in the early 50s, maybe 51. Okay. Number 8, and these are all Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin. Number 8, You're Never Too Young. Meaning 1955. He was basically in the 50s. He was working with Dean Martin, and in 1954, and this is in my opinion, my favorite Martin and Lewis movie, Living It Up. So he thinks he's dying, it's radioactive poisoning, and Dean Martin plays a doctor. To me, that's the funniest movie. Okay, now I'm going to go into just Jerry Lewis. Number 6, The Patsy. Now, The Patsy was like a sequel, like a remake of an earlier movie called The Errand Boy, which was also on my list. The Errand Boy is a black and white movie, and The Patsy is in color. Patsy was made in 1964. I remember seeing it with my uncle and cousin in the movie theater. Anyway, so that's number 6. Number 4, Cinderfella. It's like Cinderella, but except that he's a man. And instead of a prince, it's a princess. But it's a funny movie. You know, he plays like Cinderella. You know, he has a stepmother and 2 stepbrothers instead of stepsisters. Okay. Number 3, The Bellboy. And they asked him to make this movie. He made it in like 6 weeks. 6 weeks he made a movie, and it's one of his best. Okay. Number 2, number 3, The Errand Boy. The Errand Boy. Well, that was the original one that I was talking to before, from the Patsy. Number 2, The Ladies' Man. And number 1, my favorite movie, and probably his best known and best movie, The Nutty Professor.